10 airport mistakes seniors still make and how to avoid them. Welcome aboard this countdown of travel blunders you won't want to see in your rearview mirror. Before we taxi down the runway, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. It helps us bring you more useful tips and keeps you out of line for your next flight. Seniors make up a big chunk of air travelers, nearly 37% of travelers last year. So this list is about keeping you safe and sane in the airport crowd. From check-in to boarding, we'll walk through 10 mistakes older flyers still make and how to dodge them. Fasten your seatbelt. This is one humorous flight you won't snooze through. 10. Skipping TSA pre-check, or assuming you always have to remove shoes. Let's start with security. Picture this: Grandpa Joe happily prancing through the TSA pre-check lane without missing a beat, while Grandma Edna is fumbling with her belt in the general line. Here's the kicker: if you're 75 or older, TSA will often wave you into the pre-check lane automatically, saving you the shoeless shuffle. And even if you're not quite 75, getting pre-check or global entry is usually worth it. According to AARP, 98% of pre-check passengers wait 10 minutes or less at screening, almost a vacation in line time, compared to the 30-minute waits in regular queues. Pre-check lets you keep on your light jacket and belt, and leave electronics and liquids tucked in your bag. In short, don't skip the privilege. Sign up in advance or simply make sure to flag the senior lane when checking in. It's a small thing that shaves off minutes and wrinkles from your journey. 9. Arriving late, thinking 2 hours is plenty. Airports love to test our timing, and rushing in at the last second is a recipe for panic, especially if your knees creak like a 747's landing gear. Seniors often underestimate how long it takes to park, check bags, and dodge slow-moving crowds. A good rule of thumb is arrive 2 hours before a domestic flight, 3 hours for international. That advice isn't just for procrastinators or tech-challenged Gen Xers. It's based on experience. Flying Angels recommends building an extra cushion for larger airports. Think of it this way: an 85-year-old stroll and a 30-minute TSA line will test your patience. Give yourself that buffer so you can sip coffee instead of sprinting. Set multiple alarms, map your route, and remember that traffic snarls or long security lines are real, not urban legends. If you get to the gate half an hour early, there's a comfy chair and maybe a lounge with cookies waiting for you. 8. Not requesting mobility or boarding assistance. Pride is precious, but airports can be practically obstacle courses. Senior travelers often push themselves past comfort and safety limits, trying to manage long walks or numerous stairs. Here's a secret: airlines want to help. If walking to gates or climbing boarding ramps is tough, call ahead and request a wheelchair or porter. The carriers will happily arrange priority boarding and mobility assistance. Many offer motorized carts inside large terminals. This isn't admitting defeat, it's the smart play for avoiding falls or exhaustion. In fact, the National Council on Aging advises calling your airline in advance about priority boarding to reduce fall risks in crowded spaces. Remember, airport staff have seen it all. Use the service. You'll glide through checkpoints more gracefully, have a seat at the gate, and be first onto the plane. Bonus: sooner on board means sooner reclining your seat for comfort. In short, ditch the ego. Your future self will thank you for the lighter load. 7. Slacking on valuables and scam awareness. Airports may feel like highly secure zones, but in reality, they're a goldmine for opportunists. With thousands of distracted travelers hustling through terminals, pickpockets and scammers see airports as candy stores, and unfortunately, seniors are often their favorite customers. Studies and travel advisories consistently warn that older travelers are prime targets for theft and fraud. Why? Because scammers assume seniors are more trusting, less tech-savvy, and often carrying valuables. The scams come in many flavors. Fake porters at airports have been known to whisk away wheelchairs or bags, only to disappear with your belongings. Taxi drivers at foreign airports sometimes forget to turn on the meter, charge triple rates, or even take longer routes to pad the fare. And then there are the classic distractions. Someone spills coffee near you, while their partner quietly slips your wallet out of your pocket. The fix is preparation and a healthy dose of skepticism. Invest in anti-theft gear, money belts, crossbody bags with locking zippers, or jackets with hidden pockets. Don't flash cash or jewelry, and never keep all your money in one place. Always stick to official taxi stands or rideshare pickup areas. They're safer and regulated. Inside lounges or waiting areas. Never leave bags unattended, even for a quick restroom trip. Internationally, experts like the National Council on Aging suggest using cash in small increments for most purchases, since credit card skimming and fraud are rampant in tourist-heavy spots. A photocopy of your passport is also a smart backup. Hand that over if needed instead of the real deal. The bottom line, stay alert, be politely suspicious, and when in doubt, say no thanks to unsolicited help or freebies. Protect your valuables, and your vacation will remain memorable for the right reasons. If you're finding these tips helpful, do us a solid and click like or share. It keeps the travel smart content coming. 6. Ignoring hydration and in-flight health. Let's be honest, airplane air feels like it was piped straight from the Sahara Desert. That bone-dry feeling isn't your imagination. Cabin humidity is often below 20%, far less than the 30 to 60% we enjoy at sea level. For seniors, this spells trouble, dehydration, dizziness, dry eyes, and aggravated respiratory conditions. The mistake? Reaching for soda, coffee, or even that in-flight wine instead of good old-fashioned water. Caffeine and alcohol dehydrate you further, leaving you parched and cranky by the time you land. The fix is simple. Sip water regularly throughout the flight. Yes, it may mean a few extra trips to the restroom, but consider those aisle walks a built-in health bonus. Speaking of movement, sitting still for hours isn't just uncomfortable, it can be risky. Long stretches of immobility increase the chance of blood clots, especially for seniors or those with recent surgeries. Doctors recommend light activity during flights. Walk the aisle, flex your feet, or even march in place while watching a movie. No need to bust out a yoga mat in row 17, just keep circulation flowing. Hygiene also matters. Airplanes are high-touch environments, and germs love a crowded cabin. Bring a small pack of antibacterial wipes, and give your tray table, seatbelt buckle, and armrests a quick wipe down. Studies have shown tray tables can harbor more bacteria than the average household toilet seat. Vaccinations, including flu and COVID-19, are still key layers of protection, but a little extra cleaning never hurts. By staying hydrated, moving often, and keeping surfaces clean, you'll step off the plane feeling refreshed instead of shriveled. Think of it as arriving like a juicy grape instead of a raisin, or worse, a pretzel. Your body and your fellow travelers will thank you. 5. Mismanaging medications. Medications, the invisible luggage we can't afford to lose. For many seniors, pills and prescriptions are just as essential as passports, yet too often they get tossed into checked bags as an afterthought. The nightmare scenario? Your suitcase jets off to Denver while you land in Dallas, and suddenly, your blood pressure pills are taking their own vacation. Considering that nearly 9 in 10 older adults take at least one daily prescription, this is not a minor oversight. It's a major risk. The golden rule: always pack critical medications in your carry-on, never in checked luggage. Keep them together in a dedicated pouch or clear zip bag, so TSA can quickly inspect them if needed. Better yet, keep them organized in a pill case with labels. It makes sticking to your routine easier when you're crossing time zones or juggling layovers. Another common mistake? Not carrying backup paperwork. Have a copy of your prescriptions and your doctor's contact information with you. If you lose your meds abroad, or an airline delay strands you longer than expected, a local pharmacy can often help refill them with the proper documentation. And here's a tough truth: skipping doses because I'll take it later isn't a travel hack. It's a gamble. Flights are unpredictable, and once you're midair or stuck in a long layover, finding the right time to take your medication gets trickier. Stick to your schedule. Set reminders on your phone if needed. If you use syringes, inhalers, or injections like insulin, rest assured, TSA allows them on board, and staff are trained to handle them properly. In fact, TSA explicitly notes that medically necessary liquids and supplies are permitted. So don't stress, just pack them safely. In short, treat your medication like the VIP of your carry-on. Your heart, your health, and yes, even your pharmacist will thank you. 4. Starving yourself on the way. or letting airport eats empty your wallet. They flew the food in late. Every traveler has cracked that joke, and for good reason. Relying on airport or airplane meals is like playing culinary roulette. Sometimes you get something passable. Sometimes you get a sandwich so tiny you wonder if it was made for dolls. The mistake many seniors still make, skipping food before the airport or waiting until boarding to grab a bite. By then, your options are overpriced, limited, and often cold enough to make you question the laws of physics. Airport food has a reputation, expensive and uninspiring. One study found that average airport meals in the US cost 30 to 50% more than their street-side counterparts. That $12 turkey sandwich could easily be a $6 deli special just down the road. And if you're hungry, cranky, or managing blood sugar, that delay between gate changes and meal cart service will feel endless. The solution is easy. Pack your own snacks. TSA rules allow solid foods through security without issue. A homemade sandwich, a handful of nuts, fruit, or even a granola bar tucked into your carry-on works wonders. Not only do you save money, but you also keep your energy steady, which is especially important for seniors dealing with fluctuating blood sugar or dietary restrictions. Traveling internationally? Even more reason to prep your own meal, since airport food abroad can be a mystery adventure of its own. Bringing food means you control what goes in, when you eat, and how comfortable you feel. Skip the stress of long food lines or disappointing trays. Instead, think of it as bringing a picnic to the clouds, one where you decide the menu, not the airline. 3. Skipping tech shortcuts. Still insisting on paper everything. We get it. Technology can feel like an unwanted travel companion, but clinging only to paper tickets in today's airports is like insisting on mailing postcards instead of texting. Many seniors know about mobile boarding passes, yet still head to the kiosk or counter for paper, adding unnecessary steps. That might not sound like a big deal, but when lines are long and your knees are tired, those extra minutes feel like hours. Digital check-in is your friend. Most airlines allow you to check in on your phone up to 24 hours in advance. That means no kiosk, no fumbling with printers, and instant access to gate information. Plus, flight apps update in real time. If your gate changes or your flight is delayed, you'll know before the loudspeaker garbles out an announcement you can barely hear. Now, if the thought of relying entirely on your phone makes you nervous, don't worry. You don't have to ditch paper completely. Think of mobile passes as your safety net. Even if the printer jams, you've got a backup ready in your pocket. Staff are also surprisingly helpful if you get stuck with an app. They've seen it all, from forgotten passwords to phones set permanently to airplane mode. Tech prep goes beyond the boarding pass. Bring a fully charged power bank and cables that fit both US and international outlets. Seniors traveling abroad often get caught searching for the wrong adapter. Yes, a razor plug looks nothing like a phone charger. Download your airline's app, plus the airport's map app if available. These little moves save energy, reduce stress, and keep you a step ahead. In short, embrace the digital tools, but keep paper as a backup. It's the best of both worlds. Convenience now, security later. 2. Assuming nothing will go wrong, underestimating delays. Yes, the classic trap. My flight is definitely on time. Seniors often approach travel with well-earned calm, but airports have an uncanny ability to turn certainty into chaos. Delays, gate changes, and surprise announcements are so common, they might as well be listed on the departure board. In fact, surveys show that about half of older travelers with disabilities report experiencing significant airport problems, and those numbers don't even include the healthy mobile crowd. Problems can range from misplaced luggage to missed announcements, and once the dominoes start falling, stress builds fast. The mistake? Trusting the first schedule you see and assuming it won't change. In reality, it's wise to check your flight status multiple times, on the app, at the gate screens, and even with staff if things seem suspiciously quiet. Airlines love last-minute switches, and Gate C19 can become E7 in a blink. Not exactly a short stroll for tired knees. Smart travelers give themselves buffers. Build in extra layover time, even if it means waiting around. A 45-minute connection might look efficient on paper, but if the first leg runs late, you'll be racing like you're in a senior Olympic sprint. Think of added layover time as cheap insurance. More time for coffee, less time for panic. Speaking of insurance, consider refundable fares or travel insurance to cover major disruptions. They're not just for worst-case scenarios, they're for peace of mind. And finally, Carry patience in your personal item. It doesn't count toward your baggage allowance, but it's priceless. Airports are unpredictable, like Friday traffic in a thunderstorm. Expect turbulence in your plans. Prepare for it, and you'll stay calm when others unravel. The secret? Anticipate the mess so you can move through it gracefully. 1. Overconfidence. Not planning ahead for everything. And here we are at the #1 mistake, overconfidence. After decades of travel, many seniors think, I've done this before. I don't need to double check. The problem is, airports have a way of humbling even the most seasoned globetrotter. Experience is great, but complacency is sneaky. It convinces us that the rules will magically bend in our favor. Spoiler alert, they won't. One common oversight is paperwork. Always double check your travel documents before leaving the house. Does your passport have at least 6 months validity left? Many countries will flat out deny boarding if it doesn't. Is your driver's license valid for ID at security? Even the most routine details can derail your trip if forgotten. Don't assume the hotel shuttle will still be waiting at 11 p.m. or that the airline kiosk remembers you. Technology has a short memory. Better to print backups and carry confirmation numbers. Luggage deserves extra attention too. Attach your tag securely and snap a quick photo of your suitcase. If it goes on an adventure without you, at least you'll have proof of ownership when filing a claim. Keep a small paper list of emergency contacts, medications, and health info in your carry-on. Phones are handy until they get lost, stolen, or run out of battery right when you need them most. The truth is, airports are designed to throw curveballs, long lines, gate changes, missing luggage, sudden announcements. The best defense is to expect them, plan for them, and then relax when they happen. Stay calm, laugh it off, and remember that most staff and even fellow travelers are willing to help if you just ask. The smartest traveler is not the one who's been around longest, but the one who plans like a pro. We hope you enjoyed this countdown and got a giggle or two along the way. Keep these tips in mind, and your next airport adventure will run smoother than Grandma's bingo game on Sunday. If you found value in this list, don't forget to like and subscribe for more travel wisdom and humor. Safe travels, happy landings, and see you on the next flight.